How much budget do you really need on Meta in order to succeed? That is one of the most frequently asked questions in our space, and we're going to be answering it today. Now, I'm also going to leave a bonus at the end of the video. What I'm going to be giving you guys is the formula that I use for every single one of our clients in order to grow their business. Now, before we dive into the video, let me introduce myself. My name is Christian Jamal. I run a 7-figure marketing agency and consulting business. What I'm going to be doing on this channel is sharing the best things and strategies that I have found after spending over $100 million on Facebook. Now, a lot of people think that simply pushing more money into the pit is going to solve their problems, when the truth is that is not exactly how it works. And also, if you spend too little, then also you're not going to learn much. If you go to the gym and you work out once in a month, you're likely not going to see results and know which one of your body parts probably needs a little bit more effort. Same concept applies is if you go every single day and you work out for 5 hours, you're also going to have a lot of fatigue where you're not going to be as effective. So in order to succeed with this, you need to find that middle ground that works for your business specifically. Now, the numbers that are super important to note while you are growing your business is number one, how much are you selling something for, right? Are you selling it for $1,000, $2,000, $10, $30? That is very relevant in order to find out how much you need to be spending, because if you're selling something significantly more expensive, it's going to take a lot longer to figure out if what you're doing actually works. To give you guys an example scenario when it comes to this, let's say you're selling a $10,000 widget, right? Spending $5,000 and getting one customer means you doubled your money. That's really great. But if you spend that same $5,000 on a $50 product and you got a singular sale, then the system would break, right? It wouldn't make sense. So that's why the price of what you are selling is super important. The next thing you want to factor in is total budget versus specific budget. Because on Facebook, when you're selecting audiences in your ad set level and testing creatives in your ad level, that all takes into account how much money is being split, right? Simply because you have the ability to create all these ads doesn't necessarily mean you should run that with a smaller budget. To give you guys an example scenario, let's say we're spending $50 on 50 ads. Each ad gets $1. So really, they never really had the chance to show you what they can do, since they weren't even seen that many times in order for your buyers to make a buying decision. The same concept applies with the other side of things. So if you're spending way too much on a singular item, right? If you're spending, let's say, $10,000 on one video, but that video hasn't proven to work just yet, that video might get a lot of fatigue because the audience is seeing it over and over and over again. What we call that concept is a high frequency ad, which means it's been seen way too many times to where people start to feel like it's annoying. Now it's time to kind of put them together, okay? I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how I would calculate this with what I call an okay risk tolerance. You don't have to be way too risky and you don't have to be risk averse either, because running ads and running your marketing is always a slight risk, but the question is, how risky are you willing to get? So this is exactly what I look at. I look at low risk, medium risk, high risk. I always usually do medium risk because that's about 2.5x sales price per ad. So let's run the numbers. Let's say you are selling a $100 widget, okay? 2.5x that is $250. So if you spend $250 and it didn't generate a sale, that means you need to turn that off. Now, ads within ad sets can have different results. So you can have an ad that is crushing it with one audience and doing really bad with another. So this is why you want to look at it from an ad perspective, not on an ad set level. Now, how do I actually pick how many ads do I have in each section? And I'm going to show you guys exactly the formulas that I use. So here's what they are. That number on the top left is what you want to swap with the number that you had from the prior screen based on your risk tolerance. So you want to multiply that by the sales price. And if that is above the ad spend for that specific ad, you want to shut it off. And the formula for the entire ad account needs to be ads times ad sets equals ad spend divided by half the sales price. Okay. And the way we get this formula is it's going to allow you to spend enough on each ad and each audience so that you are not like missing out where you have way too many ads that all of them are not spending enough to actually get you the result that you want, or you have way too little ads to where one spends everything and then you have to shut it off right away. Okay. Keep in mind, chances are most of your ads are not going to do well, okay? But really all you need is a single winner to start snowballing your entire ad account. Now, I also broke down this exact formula into the specific elements, which is ad spend, ads, and ad sets. And if you can calculate each one of these. However, I'm not going to have you guys do some math, okay? So what I have is a bonus for you guys. As usual, I always like to have a bonus at the end. I put this Google Sheet link in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly how that formula works. It's going to make your life a million times easier. All right, so this is the ad calculator right here. Everything that's yellow you don't want to touch. I left this here as well, so if you guys want to actually control it for your specific numbers, all you have to do is click File and then make a copy. This should do that for you. Now, when it comes down to the white stuff, you are going to need to fill in some things, okay? Like, I don't know how many products you have. I don't know what your product cost is. I don't know what you're comfortable spending, okay? So keep in mind, this is a number that you want to keep pretty much, like, you have to be open to either increasing or decreasing how much you're willing to spend, okay? This is simply a suggestion at the start of what you aim to spend. We're gonna go with a sales price of about $50 for this example. We're gonna keep it this way. So sales price is $50, and everything that's yellow includes formulas. So from the previous slide that I was showing you guys. So when it comes down to the sales price, like I said, $50. If we have 5 different audience that we do want to test, then we're going to put that in. And then we're going to put the ad spend that we're comfortable spending. What this means is that you're going to have the ability to test 12 ads, which is really good. That's really high though, right? So what we want to do is we want to potentially tweak some things. I think 5 audiences is a lot. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe you can test 10. All of this is completely irrelevant. We just want to test certain things. If you pick this top row right here, you would be testing which one of your ad sets have the highest chance of being successful. So this one is actually testing the ad set level. This one is testing the ad level, and this one is testing the budget. So basically the one that you fill in out of these 3 right here is the one that is actually being tested at that point in time. Let's go over the ads right here. So we have 12 ads and 5 ad sets. Let's say we wanted to test 6 audiences, then you will have the ability to do 10 ads within this. Let's say here we wanted to test 10 ads. Let's say you only have 5 ads. You're not very good at creative, you don't have videos, you don't have anything. You'll have the ability to at least test 12 audiences with that $1,500 budget. Now, let's say you're open to spending an amount, you don't know what it is, but you have 15 ads and you want to test over 20 audiences, right? That will give you a $7,500 that you need to spend in order to test whether these numbers are true or false. So I know this is a little bit complicated. I get that part, but at the end of the day, this is part of learning how to run ads, is learning how to calculate these things. So what I like to recommend is just start with 5 audiences and start with however many ads you have, and just make sure that the ad set budget is at least 2.5 times your sales price, and just let it ride. Let it ride for 2-3 days. And then you can see the numbers and make the changes. This is going to give you very fast results as compared to waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Because a lot of times you really want to buy speed when it comes to these things. It's not just simply about knowing what to spend here and there. So a lot of times you do want to get your answers faster, but you don't want to blow through that budget very quickly either. So this is my rule of thumb. Again, I do 5 audiences, 3 ads in each audience, and I do 2.5x the cost of what the prospect is going to pay, like your sales price, as the ad set budget, and that is how I get started. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna leave somewhere around the screen here some other video that you guys can watch as well in regards to Facebook ads. If you are trying to master this skill, this is the channel for you, and I'll see you guys on the next video.